This is Raina. Thank you for joining me on my crochet channel. And today I would like to show you how to crochet heart doily. And this is the first time I have made a doily with two different color threads. And so this is definitely optional. If you choose to do the two colors as I'm doing in my tutorial, I will say that this is the intermediate skill level because it does need some extra focus and effort. But you can also just crochet it with one color thread and make it easier on yourself. It's up to you. If you are choosing to make this with two colors, I recommend using not too contrasting colors. Like I have the light pink and white because we are holding the two strands together on those middle rounds, and it looks best if the two colors are infusing with each other. The doily measures about 12.5 inches in diameter and it has 20 rounds. So let's get started. And I'm using Aunt Lydia's crochet thread size 10. Color white. This one is a big one. It has 1,000 yards of thread in one ball. And this one is called Orchid Pink. It has 350 yards. It is 100% mercerized cotton and crochet hook is size 1.5 millimeters. And that's what I'm going to use for the heart doily. And let's get started with the doily. And we start the doily with slip knot. And then chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then join with a slip stitch into the first chain to make a ring. And the first round, chain 1, and now single crochet 16 times into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, and join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. The second round, first chain 3 and chain 2 more, so total 5 chains, and then double crochet into that next stitch here, chain 2 and double crochet again into the next, and repeat this all around. Chain 2 and double crochet once in each stitch around, two chains between. And when you're done with 16 double crochets, the first 3 chains counted as the first double crochet, and then also last 2 chains will finish round 2 with a slip stitch into the third beginning chain. And now round 3, chain and single crochet into the same space, and chain 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now single crochet into the next double crochet, and now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next double crochet, and repeat. Chain 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, single crochet into the next double crochet, chain 3, and single crochet into the next double crochet. do this all around. And to finish up round 3, slip stitch into that beginning single crochet. So we have 8 big loops and 8 small loops. Round 4, first slip stitch into that first big loop and chain 3. This counts as the first double crochet. Now double crochet 6 more into the big loop. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then double crochet 7 into the same big loop. And after 7 double crochets, slip stitch into the next 3 chain space. And then reach into the next big loop and again double crochet 7 first. Chain 3 and double crochet 7 more into the same big loop. And again slip stitch into the next 3 chain space. Keep doing this all around and I will show you how to finish round 4. And I finished my last double crochets, 7 double crochets, and at this point it is very curly because I did lots of double crochets on this round, but that is okay because the following rounds will smooth it out. So now to finish round 4, first slip stitch into that next 3 chain space and then also slip stitch into that beginning 3rd chain here. And that works out well because round 5 we have to now slip stitch into each of the following double crochets here to reach that 3 chain space. Also slip stitch into the chain space. And round 5 starts with 3 chains. That counts as first double crochet. Then chain 3 more, so total of 6. Then double crochet into that same 3 chain space. Chain 3. Double crochet again in the same chain space. Chain 3, double crochet one more time into the same chain space, and now chain 4, 3, 4, and then reach into that next 3 chain space up here and double crochet in it. Then chain 3, double crochet, same space, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3 and double crochet. So this is the pattern for round 5. We have to do 4 double crochets in each of these top chain spaces. We chain 3 between each of these and then we have to chain 4 before we reach into that next space. And keep repeating this all around. And I put some red paper underneath my doily to highlight the shape of it now after the 5th round. So after a bit of stretching, it looks flat and really good. So let's keep going. And I finished my round 5 with a slip stitch into the 3rd beginning chain here. Round 6, slip stitch into the next chain space and chain 3. It counts as the first double crochet, and double crochet 1 more Then chain 3 and double crochet 2 more times into that same chain space right next to the first 2. Then chain 1 and skip this chain space and double crochet twice into the next here. 1 and 2. Chain now 3 and 2 more double crochets into the same space. Next chain 1, and now we need to do 1 double crochet into this 4 chain space right here, and chain 1. Then reach over to the next chain space and make double crochet, 2 double crochets first, chain 3 and 2 more double crochets, then chain 1, skip next chain space, 2 double crochets into the next, chain 3 and 2 more into the same space, and then again chain 1, double crochet 1 in 4 chain space, chain 1 and start over. And repeat this all around. And here it is after round 6. And round 7 is where we are going to join the second color thread. But first I'll keep working with my white thread a little more. So starting round 7, first I need to slip stitch into the next double crochet and also into these 3 chains. One, 2, and 3, and then also into these next double crochets and into the next 1 chain space as well. And here where the round 7 starts, chain 3, it counts as the first double crochet, and double crochet 1 more into the same space, then chain 3 and 2 more double crochets into that same space. Then chain 3, and now we're going to join the pink or whatever color you prefer thread. And now this is needing some extra focus, so I hope you are ready for the challenge. Let's start with making a slip knot with the second thread. So, and I made my 3 chains with white, and now I'm going to pull the pink slip knot through the last working loop. Separate the tail of the pink yarn thread. Now using both threads, yarn over, then reach into that single double crochet right here, insert a hook and pull both these strands through that space. At this point you have 3 loops on hook. Separate your threads to use the second color only and make the first double crochet. And now we need to do 4 more double crochets into that same space with the second color. And when I'm doing this, make sure you have your first color thread remaining inside the stitch, so we can keep working on that that thread when we need to. So here's my second. Here's my third. Fourth. And to finish the fifth, first insert, pull thread through. Pull through your first two loops. Then bring your main color, join it, and using both strands together, pull through the last two loops. Now, still using both strands, both colors, chain 3. And these parts will be a little thicker because we're using 2 strands, but it's okay. And next we're skipping this part, and we have to do 2 double crochets, 3 chains, 2 double crochets into here, 1 chain space. So, and that needs to be white, the main color, and I start this still with the 2 strands together. Pull yarn thread through, and again at this point separate your threads using your main color only. Finish the double crochet, do 1 more, keeping my second color thread inside the stitch, then chain 3, 2 more double crochets into the same space, and again when I have 2 last loops on hook, I join my second color using both strands together, pull through last 2 loops, and then chain 3, holding both of them together. And now it's going to repeat. We're gonna do 5 double crochets with the second color into this 1 single double crochet. So again, using 2 strands, first insert hook and pull the 2 strands through. At this point, separate your threads to use second color only and finish double crochet. And now with 1 thread, second color, make 4 more double crochets to the same space. 3, 4, and finishing the 5th one. When I have last 2 loops on hook, I join my main color and pull through with both threads, and now chain 3 with both threads together. And I finished my round 7 with a slip stitch into the beginning 3rd chain. Round 8 is quite the same, except in these hard parts, instead of 5 double crochets, we need to do 9. Everything else is the same. First, again, we need to slip stitch, holding the 2 strands together into that first 3 chain space between double crochets. And now we need just the main color, so separating my threads, I'm going to chain 3 with main color. It counts as the first double crochet. Double crochet 1 more to the same space, chain 3, double crochet 2 more. But again, when you have last 2 loops on hook, join the second color and pull through with you holding both strands, and then again chain 3 with both strands. And now the heart, holding 2 strands, insert hook into the first double crochet, pull them through, and again as before at this point separate your threads to hold the second color only and finish double crochet. And now make another double crochet into that same space, into the first one, and make sure your main color thread remains inside these stitches. So that's 2. Now into the next double crochet, also make 2, 1 and 2. Into the middle one, make 1. Next again make 2, and into the last make 2, 1 and 2, and the last double crochet, when I have 2 loops on hook, I join my main color and pull through both loops, holding 2 together, and chain 3 with both strands. And then again coming to this 3 chain space between the double crochets, using 2 holding 2 strands, pull them through and separate them to use the main color only, finish the double crochet, make 1 more, chain 3, 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2, and finishing the second one, 2 last loops, join the second thread and pull through both, and chain 3 with both strands together, and repeat this all around. And I finished my round 8 again with a slip stitch into the beginning 3rd chain. We have 2 more rounds to do with the 2 colors, 2 strands. First starting round 9, again slip stitch into the next double crochet, and also slip stitch into the next chain space, and then separate threads, use main color and chain 3, and then double crochet in a space, chain 3, and 2 more double crochets in the same space here. And as before, when I have 2 last loops on hook, I join my second color and pull both strands through those 2 last loops. And on this round now I need to chain 2, and here into these 9 double crochets we have to make 15. So again, starting the first one, using both, holding both strands, insert hook, pull it through, and here separate threads again using your second color, finish the double crochet and make another double crochet into the same stitch. Next, into the next double crochet, again make 2, 1 and 2, always keeping my other second thread here with me inside those stitches. Into the third also make 2, 1 and 2. In the next 3 make 1 in each, 1, 2 and 3. Into the next again make 2, next also 2, and last in the last one 2. And ending my last double crochet, join my main color thread, and now chain 2, and then we repeat. We're gonna do the 2 double crochets, 3 chains and 2 double crochets in the next 3 chain space here with main color, 3 chains, 2 more double crochets, and then repeat this all around, and then we have 1 more round to do with 2 colors. And I finished round 9 with a slip stitch into the beginning 3rd chain, and then last round, holding 2 strands together, we start again with first slip stitch into that next double crochet, and also into the next chain space here, and still holding 2 strands together, chain 3, and this counts as the double crochet. And next, chain 8 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then start the next double crochet as before, inserting hook into the first one, pulling both strands through, and now separate thread, use the second color only, and pull through first 2 loops and keep last 2 loops on hook. What we're gonna do here is we need to double crochet 8 stitches together. So now 7 more. So now next, second, start your double crochet but don't finish, leave last loop on hook. Then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, and 8. And also now join your main color, pulling through those 2 loops. So my first and last loops have both strands, and I have 9 loops on hook, and then again using 2 strands, pull through all of these loops. And don't worry if it looks a bit puffy right now. It's all gonna get nice, flat, smooth once we block our doily. And from here, chain 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're gonna do the same here on this side, holding 2 strands together. Now insert hook into that same space where the last one was, so not the next but the same, because we have to do 8 more now. And as always, once I've pulled the 2 strands through, I'll separate threads using second color only and start my first double crochet, but don't finish. Start the second and don't finish. And third, and fourth, and fifth, and sixth, and seven, and eight. And at this point, when I've pulled my pink thread through, I'll join the white one, pull through 2 loops. Now I have 9 loops on hook again, and I pull through all of them. So that's how we complete the first heart. And again, now chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in this chain space now, we are only going to make 1 double crochet. And then just repeat chain 8 again, and to your heart top, 8 double crochets together on this side, chain 8, and 8 double crochets together on that side, chain 8 and 1 double crochet into this space. Repeat this all around. And I finished my round 10 with a slip stitch into the beginning 3rd chain right here. And this is where I can now cut off the 2nd thread. Keep going with the main color, and the 2nd color I'll only need for the last round 20. So from now on it's definitely going to be easier. And starting round 11, first slip stitch into the next 2 chains, then chain 3, this counts as the first double crochet, double crochet 2 into the chain space, chain 3, and double crochet now 3 more into that same space. Then chain 4, reach over to the next chain space and double crochet 3 first, then chain 3, double crochet 3 more to the same space, and repeat this all around. Chain 4, then double crochet 3 into the next space, chain 3, and double crochet 3 more into the same space, and chain 4 again. This is round 11, and I finished round 11 with a slip stitch into the beginning 3rd chain. And starting round 12, first slip stitch into the next 2 double crochets and also into the chain space, then chain 3, that counts as the double crochet, and double crochet 1 more here, then chain 3 and double crochet 2 more into that same space. And now, without making a chain here between, we go straight to the next 4 chain space and 2 double crochets here, chain 3 and 2 more double crochets. Again, without any chains between, reach over to the next 3 chain space and again 2 double crochets, 3 chains and 2 double crochets. And repeat this all around. Go straight to the next space and do the double crochets, 3 chains, double crochets. And as always, finished round 12 with a slip stitch into the beginning 3rd chain, and starting round 13, again slip stitch into that next double crochet and the chain space, then chain 3, double crochet the same space, chain 3, and 2 more double crochets in the same space. And from now on we always make these double crochet 3 chain parts into the 3 chain spaces. So again, without any chains here between, reach over to the next chain space to your 2 double crochets, 3 chains, and 2 more double crochets. And again, reach over to the next, and 2 double crochets, 3 chains, 2 double crochets. And repeat this now for the round 13. And I finished round 13 again with a slip stitch into the beginning 3rd chain. And now rounds 14, 15 are going to be exactly the same, and we also start the same. First slip stitch into the next double crochet and also into the chain space, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, and then make the 2 double crochets in the same space, and then chain 1. So that's the only difference. We're going to chain 1 between each of these parts. Otherwise all the same. 2 double crochets, 3 chains, 2 more double crochets, and chain. So now do this for 2 rounds, 14 and 15. And again, I finished round 15 with a slip stitch into the beginning 3rd chain. Rounds 16 and 17 are going to be the same, except we chain 2 between each of these parts. So that is the only difference on next 2 rounds. So slip stitch into the next double crochet and into the chain space, chain 3, double crochet 1, chain 3, double crochet 2, and now chain 2, again 2 double crochets, 3 chains, 2 more double crochets, and 2 chains. So repeat this for rounds 16 and 17. And finished round 17 with a slip stitch again in the beginning 3rd chain. Round 18 repeats the previous rounds, except here with between each parts we chain 3 now, and we start the same way. Slip stitch into the next double crochet and chain space, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochets, and now chain 3, and then make double crochets into the next 3 chain space. And repeat this for the round 18. And finish round 18 as usual with a slip stitch into the beginning 3rd chain. Round 19 still repeats the same, except we now chain 4 between these parts. So 3 chains, double crochet, 3 chains, 2 double crochets, and 4 chains. Four chains, and repeat this for round 19. And I finished round 19 also with a slip stitch in the 3rd beginning chain, and now I can cut off the main color thread because the last round 20 I'm going to do with 2nd color, the edge. And so fasten off this, bring your 2nd color and make a slip knot first. And I'm going to start with inserting hook into the first 3 chain space between the double crochets. Pull up the thread and through the slip knot and chain 3 here. Next, double crochet in the same space. Now chain 3, double crochet now 2 together in that same space. So we start first, don't finish, start 2nd, and then 3 loops on hook, pull through all of them. Then chain 4, again 2 double crochets together. Start the first one, start the 2nd one, and 3 loops on hook, pull through all of them. Now chain 3, and one more time, 2 double crochets together. Start your first, start your 2nd, and pull through all of them. So yes, this last edge round has much more details to do here. So let's keep going. After those double crochets, we need to now chain 4, and then next stitch we're going to do is called enclosed single crochet. And so what it means is we're going to reach underneath the chain that is one before last. It's this one. So from front to back, we're going to insert hook through underneath. See where my thread is? And we may need to make sure this previous round chain is going to be included in our stitch, which means it is going to be enclosed. So that's the name of the stitch. So from here, pull your thread from underneath here, and then just keeping these 2 chains within the stitch, just make the single crochet stitch. So this enclosed single crochet, it includes both of these previous round chains. And then again chain 4. And then go to the next 3 chain space and do the same with double crochets. First 2 double crochets together, start first, start second, then pull through 3 loops, chain 3. Again 2 double crochets together, and chain 4. 2 double crochets together, and chain 3. One more time, 2 double crochets together, and then chain 4. And we're gonna do the enclosed single crochet stitch again. So again, reach from underneath, reach your hook right underneath here, pull your thread through from back to front, including both of those chains of previous 2 rounds, and just do the single crochet. So it's like tying these 2 chains together. Chain 4 and start over. Let's do one more time. 2 double crochets together, chain 3, 2 double crochets together, chain 4, 2 double crochets together, chain 3, and 2 double crochets together, chain 4, and again enclosed single crochet stitch, and chain 4. And so this is the last round for the edge. Keep repeating the same until the end. And this is how my doily looks now. I'm finished with the last round, the edge. And just to show you how to finish these last 4 chains, I'm going to now join into the top stitch of that beginning double crochets here, and cut off the thread, fasten off, and then weave in all these ends. And now I'm going to block it. I will show you a few photos how I blocked it. I sometimes use the spray starch, or you can just make it wet and let it dry overnight to get it into a nice firm shape. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions. I will have the written pattern on my website as always. And happy crocheting!